Welcome back to Winning on Taxes here with Hubert Johnson. So, we were talking about the Taxpayer Bill of Rights and how to make sure your rights are respected. So, I'm going to briefly talk about how to make sure your rights are respected and understand what you're dealing with when you call the IRS or other state collection agencies. They are not there. Their primary function is not to make sure your rights are respected. Their primary function is to collect taxes. And so not only do they give out bad information all the time, but I can't tell you how many times I played a little coy with the IRS or other agencies. And when someone couldn't pay, I would call and they would say, "Oh, you have to pay so much a month." I'm like, "Really? What if my financials show us otherwise?" Well, "Oh, well, then you have to go through the whole thing and it's so complicated, so difficult to do." I'm like, "Well, I'm ready to do it right now on the phone." 20 minutes later, put them in a non-collectible or hardship status where they don't have to pay anything. Now, you don't have that with all states, but with many states, with the IRS, if you go through your financial information, they have to take it and then treat you accordingly, either give you a low payment plan or zero payments. Now, that's not true of all states. I want to be very careful there, but especially with the IRS. But many states do have hardship programs that you can qualify for. So not only will they not tell you what they qualify for you, they'll try to get you in as high of a payment plan as possible. Now, this isn't true of everybody, but most people at the IRS, most people in collections, there are people that have a heart, and not to say the others don't, but I'm saying they are actively looking for what's in someone's best interest. So it is about a negotiation. It's not just, "Hey, here's the facts. This is what you owe. This is what you're going to pay." If you can sell a story, you get someone on your side, you still have the numbers still have to bear it out. But again, sharing your story and making it human can help you get your rights respected and get what you are entitled to at the IRS, even if you owe taxes or have other issues. So, and especially if you're trying to get them to do something more difficult, like abate penalties and interest that aren't fair. So we're gonna that's why it's really important to, one, get good advice, two, to have people that you can go to throughout the process with questions, and be fully informed. So I'm going to just introduce this, and we're going to start going through this. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we're actually going to share and talk about the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, and this is directly from irs.gov. So if you go to irs.gov and type in Taxpayer Bill of Rights, this is what comes up: your rights as a taxpayer. And so you can bring this up, and this is something that you can bring up to anybody at the IRS and say, "Hey, I have the right to be informed. I have these different rights, but to get these rights respected, you really do need to either know and be familiar with what your rights are, or have someone that can stand up for your rights." And it's frustrating that you have to do that with the government. But again, this is all about collections. So you absolutely do have to do this. So we're going to kind of make this a little bigger, easier to see as we go through this. First of all, right to be informed. It is so important to be informed. You have the right to ask questions and know what your obligations are when it comes to tax laws. They do publications, notices. Nobody pays attention to them, really. The average person they just know April 15th. But there's all kinds of things out there that affect you as a taxpayer, and having good information and being informed about these changes. That's why tax professionals should be on top of what's changing, what's happening at the IRS. And watching shows like this will help inform you. Right to quality service. Again, another big thing here. The IRS is supposed to handle your case quickly and efficiently. Can you bank on that? Absolutely not. It's just, they're too far behind. They're too overwhelmed. But again, if things are dragging on, you can bring this up to them and say, "Hey, this is taking, I've been on hold forever. It's taken me this long to get to people." And I express that regularly to try to get better assistance from the IRS. And then the right to pay no more than the correct amount of tax, either through audit on collections. If there's errors on transcripts, which happens, I've seen it where the IRS just messed up and assessed a lot more in taxes to someone, or hit them with the same penalty month after month after month, and it added up. They were paying about $1,000 every single month, and the IRS would hit them for a fee of $1,000 every month. And these people really did feel like they were going nowhere with their tax, and this is why. So it was an error on the IRS's part. We were able to challenge their position and get it fixed. So we talked about the appeals process. We're running out of time because there's so much here, and we're going to get back to this after the break.